Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A, but I'm also going to be progressing a track star build in the background. So if you want to make that build, you can go ahead and follow along with the Deepwoken builder link that's in the description. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Searsid1 says, when you're speedrunning, do you mostly use techniques that you came up with yourself, or ones that other people told you? So sometimes I come up with my own techniques, but usually someone will send me like a link in Discord to a clip of them doing something crazy. Like, I know wave dashing is one of the examples, like probably one of the best examples, because I just got a random DM one day and it was somebody like wave dashing across Monkey's Paw, and I was like, wait a minute, I can use this in a speedrun. And so the main thing I do is find tech and then apply it to like current speedruns and use it there. Witherald says, why did you grip me in Rogue Lineage while I was farming big rocks? Now, I don't actually remember doing this, but as a general rule, I don't grip people, so if I did grip you while you were farming big rocks, you probably deserved it. Booster Fever says, on average, how long is the completion creation process for making your speedrunning builds? So progressing a speedrunning build takes about 2 days. As for actually making the build, it's interesting because the build is always improving and we're always finding new tech that we can apply to the build and make it just a little bit faster. Like recently we discovered that Flame lets you grip Chaser, so now we have to add Flaming Flourish into your build, and we have to find a way to make that work. That's kind of the main struggle with making speedrunning builds. Slinty says, will there ever be a 4 hunters versus 1 speedrunner layer 2 run? That's a good question. I actually tried doing this, and I was going to have Burringish on that as well, but I failed the first attempts, and I didn't feel like uploading it for you guys. Basically what I did was I took like 4 Bonekeepers, and I spark swapped them inside of the Chaser room, and then I started the fight, and they had to fight 4 Bonekeepers. But I failed because I tried to like escape the layer 2, or sorry, the Chaser arena, and I couldn't get out in time, so they just got me. They killed me before I could leave. It would have been really funny though, trust me, it would have been a great video. Eduardo France says, are you going to try to improve in PvP and do Voidwalker progressions eventually? No. Pete UWU says, how did you start your journey as a speedrunner? I actually started in Rogue Lineage, which was Monad Studios' second game, I believe. And that game sucked for speedrunning, but I found some really crazy strats, and it kind of awakened me to how fun speedrunning could be in small games like Deepwoken and Rogue Lineage. Eggs says, did you discover any of the speedrunning techs you use, or make your own builds? One of the best techs that I've discovered is the Bonekeeper insta-kill. I'm still proud of that one. It saves a ton of time, and it makes it so that you don't need DVM to speedrun anymore, which is insane. As for me making my own builds, yeah, I make and plan out all of my builds. I really enjoy the build creation process. I think that's one of the best parts of Deepwoken, is planning out your builds and then executing them. Tijin Ham says, will you ever do alchemy or bomb related builds? No, I won't. Toasty says, if you won the battle royale, what would be the weapon you wanted to be added? So I actually made my own custom weapon for the recent fan artist contest, and I'd probably add a weapon like that. I don't know if you're allowed to make your own crit. I forget how the rules were for that, but yeah. Here's it on screen right now. Freezy of Freezers says, what Starkinder Blade mantra synergy you wish to see the most? Obviously, Gale Blade, because it would probably be like some sort of mobility option. Shower Cat says, are you mentally okay after beating layer 2 blindfolded? No, I'm not okay. I still hear the layer 2 wind every time I close my eyes. Every time I have nightmares about this run that I did. And the worst part is it didn't even get that many views. Like, it wasn't worth it. Why did I do that? It took so long. KG says, Duke here, who is your favorite Deepwoken boss? Also, have you had any runs for your world record rejected? If so, how many? So my favorite boss is obviously, I think it's Chaser. Have to be. It's just a fun boss. It really is. It's a really good gimmick boss fight. It's very gimmicky, but it's still, it's still a fun fight. As for my runs being rejected, I've never had a rejected run because I am the one who created the speedrun leaderboard, so I would not reject my own runs. There's no reason to. Poom_ says, is there a theoretical layer 2 route that would be faster than the current one? That's a great question, and that's what's so fun about speedrunning is I don't know that if there is a faster one. I'm sure there's might be someone in the future who discovers like an insane new skip that none of us have been using and completely obliterates the world record. That'd be ideal, but you never know, and that's what's fun about speedrunning. Not Alex says, what do you hate the most about Deepwoken? This is kind of a strange answer, but I think what frustrates me, what I hate the most about this game, is that there's so many different mechanics that have potential, so much potential, and the devs just never expand upon them. So there's paths, regalias, bells, the looting system, progression, layers, like there's so much luminance, there's so much stuff, and there's just not enough of it. So I guess my main complaint is that there's not enough content in this game. Chill FRM Lucky says, what do you like most about Deepwoken? I think Deepwoken has, hands down, the greatest parkour and movement system in any Roblox game I've played. In fact, I dare say in any game I've played ever. I just love it. It's great. The fact that you have to run and then keep on using your abilities to go faster, it's very interactive, and I like it a lot. Frog and a Rock says, how did you originally find the hair combo you used today? And what combos did you use before it? So I actually discovered the hair combo in Rogue Lineage. I saw like a picture of an Ashin like wearing this crazy big hair combo, and I was like, that is so funny, I want to do that too. So I just looked on the catalog and found the biggest hairs possible, and to the best of my ability, I recreated that original hair combo. Vincentually says, how do you plan your abridged videos? So usually I start with like an idea, like a single moment I want to see happen, and then I realize that through the content. So for example, in the Link Strider video, I had the idea that I could betray people to get Link Strider by using Valve Mastery, which has always been a thing in the game, and people have always done that, but no one's done it to that effect until I showed it was possible. Minty T says, how hard did you have to glaze Archmage to get those bells added to the game? It was actually pretty easy. All I had to do was make videos on his games for the past 3.5 years. And eventually he finally added 3 of my suggestions. So that was pretty cool. Big Floppa says, where do you recommend farming high DVM gear? I recommend you make a speedrunning build and farm Chaser, and while you're at it, try to get the world record from me so I can go ahead and make another video on that. Please, thank you. Aditya Amantha says, what are your thoughts on the current stage of Deepwoken YouTube? I actually hate Deepwoken YouTube right now. I think it's very lazy, and I'm trying to make it a little bit better with my content, but man, it's hard being the only good Deepwoken YouTuber. That's right, I said it. I'm the only good YouTuber on this platform. I'm the only one actually putting effort into their content. Kazlu says, when are you dropping that Deepwoken height reveal? Right now. I am exactly 5'11". Not 6 foot, I wish. I wish I was 6 foot. If I was 6 foot, my life would probably be taking an entirely different route. Daniel Ogg says, how do you stay focused to edit? Crying emoji. My attention span is horrible. So the best way to stay focused on editing or anything is just to minimize distractions, because if you are constantly getting pinged on Discord or on your phone, or there's notifications on YouTube, then you're going to be pulled away from whatever you're doing constantly. So whenever I do something important like edit or, I don't know, homework, I always make sure to keep everything muted. Mimidon says, if you could create an oath, what would it be? If I could create an oath, I probably want one that's focused around setting up traps and creating like a zoning area for your opponent to fight you in. I like that playstyle a lot in any game like Smash Bros. And there's some launchers in this game that let you do it, but there's not really a dedicated playstyle for it, so I think that'd be really cool. And it'd make a really annoying build in Chime, which would be really funny because I hate Chime. I want to make that place terrible. So yeah, that'd be ideal. I don't know what it'd be called. It would probably be called something like Father Seeker or something. I don't know. Fuse Theo says, what was the origin of the word wave dashing? So wave dashing is actually a term that's used in Smash Bros. Melee, and it refers to an ability where you dash diagonally downwards, and it's basically like a faster form of running. It's very integral to that game, but it's also a word that is used to describe a speedrunning technique in the game Celeste, if you played that, where you pretty much dash diagonally downwards and you're able to refresh your dash in that game. So it's inspired by that because obviously Heavenly Wind, you dash diagonally downwards and it sends you a very long distance. So that's why I started calling it wave dashing. Winston Kev IC says, where did the name Always AFK come from? I always love answering this question. It's a very creative name. I am actually always AFK because AFK does not stand for away from keyboard. It stands for my in real life initials. So you guys can go ahead and guess what those are in the comments below. But yeah, my real life initials are actually AFK. So I am always AFK, as the name says. Blue Phoenix says, do you have any plans on moving on from Deepwoken? I would love to, but currently there's no game that interests me as much as Deepwoken does. I can't think of any other game I'd rather speedrun at this point, and that's kind of the main thing keeping me going. I've just mastered speedrunning this game, and I don't see any other games that I'd like to speedrun. Maybe in the future when Silksong comes out, I'd be interested in speedrunning that, but I don't know, we'll see. That game is going to take another 2 years to come out, so. Denny Crust says, when will you speedrun the tax forms? Oh, Oh, Zende Rose says, when speedrun layer 2 power 1. So I actually tried doing this in the past, and it was a total failure. I'll go ahead and play the clips for you guys. Yo, no! No, no, no! No, 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 no! No, please, not like this, man. Come on. There's no way.
Black and white. Like, you were...
No!
No!
Shit.
What he said. The fact I want to see his chat.
No!
Break it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm never gonna do that again. That sucked. Bobador says, what do you use to draw your thumbnails? I use Microsoft Paint. I use Microsoft Paint to draw my thumbnails. Dogtail says, do you like ham sandwiches? Yeah, I do. I have no idea says, are you boosted? Yeah, I'm the most boosted player in Deepwoken. Silent Vex OG says, verse 1 or verse 2? It's gotta be verse 2. Verse 2 is way better. People love to be nostalgic about verse 1, but let's be real, guys. Verse 1 was shit. No one asked, pancakes or waffles? Answer correctly or else. My favorite out of these two options would probably have to be... Gabarini says, when femboy prog? I actually don't plan on doing any femboy progs. If you want to see a femboy prog, then just go to Supa's channel. He's got like 10 of those. One says, why can't you upload 100 videos a day? That's a good point. Why don't I just do that? I must be an idiot. I haven't thought of this one yet. And yeah, that's all the questions I felt like answering. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'll do another Q&A session when I'm at 1 million subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe to me right now to find out if I do that. Yeah, thank you. Goodbye.